Uprooted trees like this, some shingles tossed about, a common occurrence, but when wind speeds are as strong as they were Saturday night, radar indicated at least 120-mile-per-hour winds. You see this, a street sign from nearly a half-mile away, tossed into this neighbor's backyard. Some critics, though, have said that Tyson was too slow to react to the virus, which could have led to the outbreaks at many of your plants. Why didn't Tyson act faster to prevent the spread among your workers?
As you can see, the snow is no longer coming down that hard. We are seeing a ton of snow accumulation. I'm at the Tyler Transit bus stop on Loop 323 in Old Bullard. If we put our yardstick in here, it's at about 7 inches of snow.
Now here's what happened. There was a report of a domestic disturbance between the owner Vincent Manriquez and his wife, but Vincent fled the scene with his children to hear.
The Taste of the Fair just opened a few moments ago, and as you can see, lines are already forming at all of the amazing and great vendors that we have right here locally in Tyler. I wish you had smell-o-vision because all of this food smells delicious, and we're going to get a taste. I've got something at home that can help you. Just normal cooking spray. Watch this. So you just spray it on the rubber of your car, rub that in, leave it overnight, and I promise you we'll never have that issue again.
Those reports of you being seen around the Capitol without wearing a mask, you say you have been wearing one and now you've contracted COVID-19. So do you have anything to respond to those claims, or does this change your view on wearing a mask? The Amber Alert is now in its 22nd hour as FBI agents and local law enforcement intensify their search. We've unfortunately been seeing this a lot. We had Ahmaud Arbery, we had Breonna Taylor. Why do you think it took the George Floyd viral video of that incident for this discussion to just kind of erupt online? Breaking news, we just learned the manhunt in Burke is over. Lufkin police tell us both of the men they were searching for are now in police custody. Snap trees, homes without a roof. There's a lot to clean up at Mount Enterprise.
We lost the sunroof in the house. It's gone.
Churchgoers skipping Sunday service to grab what they can.
They have a mind to work. That's in the scriptures as well, and so that's great to see.
Don't underestimate the power of rednecks with tractors.
The pastor of Landmark Missionary Baptist Church and his wife welcomed some of their members to seek shelter there.
We started thinking about the people that lived in trailers first, and Jacob, our youth pastor, was the first one that came to mind.
Other than some missing shingles, this church building is good as ever. A different story just down the road. When severe weather strikes in East Texas, uprooted trees like this, some shingles tossed about, a common occurrence, but when wind speeds are as strong as they were Saturday night, radar indicated at least 120-mile-per-hour winds. You see this, a street sign from nearly a half-mile away, tossed into this neighbor's backyard.
Came from the old Blue Bunny building all the way to our backyard.
Ikuria Johnson and her family of 5 hid in a closet while the tornado passed through.
It kind of lifted us up and it set us right back down.
Johnson says home repairs could take weeks, and she's not alone.
That's what we experience here in East Texas, trees falling straight down and just demolishing these houses.
Trees also to blame for more than 1,000 residents without electricity Sunday.
The trees did snap our power lines and they were kind of in the driveway.
People coming from as far as Louisiana to lend a helping hand to this community. Learning that sometimes we have to weather the storm to see a brighter tomorrow. In Mount Enterprise, Cynthia McLaughlin, Fox 51 News.
At this moment, declaring a state disaster for all counties in the state of Texas.
March 13th, the Lone Star State shut down many kinds of businesses, closing stores, restaurants, and offices to contain the spread of coronavirus.
Oil price was affected. The rate of jobs coming in were affected. A lot of people had to shut down because they were nervous about it.
From the oil fields out west to locally owned East Texas businesses, people were desperate for a solution that sticks. This might look like typical disinfectant spray, but there's much more technology than meets the eye.
Uniqueness in our product is not that it kills viruses and bacteria, because like, as you said, Lysol does that, bleach does that.
Tab Lawhorn is the co-owner of Guardian Touchless Solutions.
This Texas-based company opened when the rest of the state closed.
The uniqueness in our product is that once applied through electrostatic means, the bond to the surface can last for at least 30 days.
For 30 days, the spray acts as an invisible shield against more than just coronavirus. It has also been proven effective stopping H1N1, chickenpox, black mold. It even gets rid of the smoky smell after a fire.
Our technicians go in every single time in full PPE, head to toe, and when he sprays the surfaces with our electrostatic guns, it creates a positive and negative charge with the polymer, so that allows it to bond on the surface and last for as long as it can.
Villaggio Del Vino restaurant in Tyler and Harley's and Bridget's boutiques next door are owned by Harley Hooper. These locations have been getting the treatment for months, and Hooper has been pleased with the results.
We haven't had one COVID victim in our store or our restaurant since we started.
Hooper does not require masks in either of his stores.
We're not afraid. We are cautious.
Now, thanks to the solution, businesses like this one can go back to normal. They don't have to shut down, and customers can shop at ease.
We're in the customer confidence business. Customers want to know establishments that they go to are being treated with the highest scientifically available and monitored disinfecting processes.
Many coronavirus guidelines from the CDC have been straightforward. Stay 6 feet apart, and if you're closer than that, wear a mask. But there's a big difference from a retail store to an oil rig. Keeping your distance is difficult, if not impossible. Gladiator Energy in Midland has seen the impact of the virus firsthand.
We've had a couple of guys get it. I mean, that's just the way it's been going when nobody really knows how to stop it yet.
An industry our country relies on, unsure of how to safely work during a pandemic.
This has been a very hot button issue with them because the spaces that their workers and employees work within are so compact that transmission without using some effective surface disinfection is very risky.
So Gladiator Energy took an extra step to protect their workers.
And that's where the Guardian stuff came into play for us, is take the extra step, you know, make sure our guys are safe.
The treatments in the field in the oil and gas sector caught a little flack at first just because anything new, you know, nobody likes change. As we've grown over the past few months, everybody's really accepted what we're doing.
Whether a vaccine is available next month or next year, some new habits have been for the best.
People will come to expect this type of disinfection. They will actually require it. It would be sort of a shame for it to go away all of a sudden when it's been proven to be very effective.
This spray offering a quick fix and a long-term solution. Cynthia McLaughlin, KETK News. This is Lincoln Walden, an active, adventurous 3-year-old. Video taken just before this joyful little boy's life would forever change. On June 15th, 2019, his mom got a call she never expected.
Finally, I just broke down and I said, "Is he alive?" And she said, "I don't know."
Lincoln had been found in this pool next door to his grandparents' house in Hallsville. Doctors think he was in the water for as long as 20 minutes.
I did perform chest compressions. I did do them harder than I normally would have on somebody his age.
Finally, a pulse. Lincoln brought back to life. A miracle, but doctors still had doubts.
They weren't sure if he was going to make it, honestly. They said that it was some of the most severe brain damage that they had seen.
After hospitals across the state refused to accept him, Dell Children's in Austin finally opened their doors.
That's when everything started to change.
That's where Lincoln had to relearn everything. Breathing on his own. Standing on his own 2 feet. Taking his first steps, using a special wheelchair.
Little by little, that's all that matters.
His second first words, Mom.
That was the best thing ever.
You know, it's just really just a miracle, really.
Kim Utley teaches a class called Infant Swim Resource, or ISR, in Tyler. Each lesson is 10 minutes long and involves lots of tears.
Jennifer had heard about ISR but didn't know just how important it would be until the accident changed her son's life forever.
He's fine. Nothing's gonna, it's not gonna happen to us. And then the next thing I know, it happened to us.
Drowning is the #1 cause of accidental death in children 1 to 4 years old. It's the #2 cause of death in kids under 14. Kim teaches infants as young as 6 months old.
Once a child's mobile, they can get themselves into trouble. And if they can do that, they can roll on their back and float.
Lincoln and his sister Layla started classes at the beginning of the year.
He can actually float all by himself now.
Lincoln continuing to do the things doctors said were impossible.
God has just blessed us beyond measure and has healed him in so many ways, in ways that I never expected. And I just am so blessed to be able to be here every day and to hang out with him all the time when he shouldn't even be here at all.
A truly remarkable recovery, documented every step of the way.